Congressman Adam Schiff of California, who was the lead House manager in the first Trump impeachment. And Congressman Schiff, I have to tell you, and I think I've told you this before, I thought your closing in the first impeachment was something every American should listen to. I thought it was brilliant. So as somebody who's done this gig before, give me your assessment and grade of the closing today.
A+++. I think Jamie Raskin and the team of managers flawlessly presented the case, powerfully, emotionally. They drew on the Constitution and the law. They drew on common sense. You couldn't make a more persuasive case. And the facts are on their side. It's so overwhelming. Joy, I pointed to something in the last trial that really stood out to me, and I think with every case is something that really stands out to each of us. What stands out to me is the president's statement, I think at 6 o'clock on the night of the insurrection, when multiple people lay dead. The president said, these are the things and events that happen when a landslide election is stripped away. This was the president's reaction. Now, that tweet, I think, tells us all we need to know about the president's intentions, his state of mind, the fact that he willed this to happen. He was pleased it happened. It was foreseeable that it would happen if he incited the crowd. To me, that one statement speaks volumes. I hope that the senators go into this with an open mind. If they do, there's only one result they can reach, and that's to convict.
I think a lot of people, though, are very cynical that there are 17 Republicans who have the courage to do it. And when you ran the impeachment the first time against Donald Trump, you warned, look, if we let him get away with this, which was, again, trying to fix the election to ensure that he would win by trying to kneecap Joe Biden. He was really doing essentially the same thing. This time, he took it to a different level, meaning he has basically paramilitary forces storm the Capitol to try to stop Joe Biden from then being certified as the president. Do you worry that if and when Republicans let him do that, and then he's allowed to run again, I think there's a lot of legitimate worry that if he goes in knowing that he has paramilitary forces who are willing to be activated by him, including Proud Boys and others who are really dangerous, that his next step will just be to get in and never leave?
Well, Joanna, I think you're right. We made the point a year ago, sadly prescient as it would turn out, that if he got away with this, if he was allowed to commit impeachable offenses and there was no repercussion, we had to fully expect he would do it again. If he's not disqualified from running and he does run again, we cannot say we are surprised when he once again lies about an election, incites and inflames people, and leads them to violence. You would think that having the example we've had over the last year, that point would make itself. And I think that Jamie Raskin made it very powerfully today. But you're absolutely right. We will have only ourselves to blame if once again, having seen what this man is capable of, having seen how if he learns anything, he learns that he can get away with anything. We cannot be surprised if he puts the country through hell again.
And just in case people think that, that we're being sort of, over the top here, I want everybody to listen. If you missed this today, this was one of the most chilling pieces of tape that was played today in the trial. This is a guy named Coy Griffin. He is part of or head of something called Cowboys for Trump. And this is what he said after the riot. Now, by the way, this is somebody who had previously said that the only good Democrat is a dead Democrat. And Trump, name-checked him, retweeted him, and gave him a high five on Twitter after he did that. Here is what he said after he participated in the insurrection.
You want to say that was a mob? You want to say that was a violence? No, sir. No, ma'am. No, we could have a Second Amendment rally on those same steps that we had that rally yesterday. And if we do, then it's going to be a sad day because there's going to be blood running out of that building. But at the end of the day, you mark my word, we will plant our flag on the desk of Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer.
Congressman Schiff, do we need to start having a serious conversation, not just about Donald Trump being a bad guy, but about the Republican Party becoming a radicalized anti-democratic institution? Because you can't have a regular party like the Democrats who have their flaws and we can have issue with them, and a party that is willing to seize power by force, because that's what that sounded like to me.
Well, no, I think that's absolutely right. And, I think the managers, they're talking about Donald Trump's role because he's the one on trial, and that makes perfect sense. But there are broader, serious problems with the GOP right now as a party. It has really become a cult of personality around the president. It doesn't have an ideology anymore. It doesn't have principles anymore. And it's willing to welcome in white nationalists, QAnon conspiracy theorists, people that will use violence if they don't get their way. And that party needs to come to grips with what it's become. It needs to be a party, once again, that stands for something and not just the cult around Donald Trump.
Hopefully, somebody sane on that side will listen to you. Congressman Adam Schiff, thank you so much. Always appreciate you being here.